Okay, I hope this Check Your Understanding assignment went well and you were able to modify the recipe. And we're going to start another project, a Web Technologies webpage. We're going to have a little web page about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But this time we're going to do it a little differently, and the project should probably go a little faster because we're going to create a web page from a given design. So sometimes I'll give you start code or starting resources, and we're going to get them from GitHub. GitHub is kind of like the Google Drive for programmers. I've uploaded some resources there and I've shared them. They're public, so you can download these resources. And it's got some starting images, some text, some style notes, stuff like that, that are going to help us design a new project. Okay, so our goal in this video is just to set up that new project so that we're ready to get started on it. Okay, so we'll just click the link here, and the link, I'll make sure I share all this stuff in the video description, the link to the notes, as well as I'll give a link straight to here. And anyway, so in here we've got some images, we've got some notes, just a text file, and a screenshot preview. So you can preview kind of what the design should look like. But I don't want to view it here, I actually want to download it. So we click on this big green button here, and we can download a zip file. So a zip file is just a compressed file. We have to extract its content so that we can get at the resources here. Okay, so code button, download zip, and by default it should, apparently it's really slow right now, but by default it should go into your downloads folder, and from your downloads folder we can extract things. Okay, there we go. Usually it's not that long. I can show in folder again, or we can go to our file explorer and go to downloads. And apparently I downloaded some other stuff here. I'm just going to get rid of that. Here it is. Web Tech Lesson Start main.zip. And you can see the little zipper there. So we can't access this yet. We have to extract it first. Easiest way is just to right click on it and say extract all. It usually the default says it's going to just extract it to the same folder, the downloads folder. That's fine. You can show extracted files when completed. I usually uncheck that because I'm already in the folder right here. So I say extract, and there it is, the folder without the zipper on it. And inside of there is another folder, and now we get the resources we want. Okay, so what I suggest we do now is we want to move these resources into a new project folder on our F drive. So we could, I'm actually just going to right click on here and click on File Explorer to open a second window. And we'll go to our F drive, our CS10 Velcamp folder, and we're going to make a new folder here. I'm just going to call it Web Tech page, Web Technologies page. Actually, let's just call it Web Technologies. And then inside of this, I'm just going to select all of these things and just drag these over. Okay, and I guess that makes a copy of them. And I don't need this stuff in my downloads folder anymore. I can just delete both of them. And I've now got this here. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm now I'm on my F drive, my CS10 folder. I've got my project folder. It's got this good stuff in here. Let's open this up with VS Code now. So I can right click on it and say open with code. Make that a little bigger, get rid of the get started. And now we can see this screenshot preview. This is what we're going to build. So hopefully from the last project you're starting to think to yourself, oh, this is probably an H1. This is likely an image. I've got a bunch of H2s, right? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are kind of my subheadings, right? The main heading and then my subheadings. This is just a paragraph, an unordered list, and another paragraph. This is probably a link. Then we've got another heading. Oh, we haven't talked about these lines yet. I'll show you how to do those. Those are horizontal rules. Another paragraph, a list, another paragraph with a link, and it just repeats another image at the bottom that we want to have centered. Okay, and it looks like the heading here is centered as well. We'll have to use text align for that. So you can kind of see how this is starting to piece, how it would piece together, right? All the different elements. This is going to be my body, which I'll do that centered fix with content on. Okay, cool. And then in the image folder, we've got this background image. I'll show you how to do that. All right, that's what's used as the background image here. The web logos, yeah, that's just an image. And the little logo at the bottom. And then there's these notes here. Just to save some time, instead of having to type out all the text content, we have all the text content given to us, so we can just use our HTML to mark it up, right? Tell it what is a heading, what is a paragraph, what is a list, that kind of stuff. And then there's some style notes here as well. The centered fixed width content, gives some ideas of what the width should be, and the top margin padding, some font information, some color information. So this will just help make things a lot easier to match the given style. Okay, so with that information, of course, I'm going to build my web page in this folder, and we can just keep the notes in the screenshot, that's fine, but we need an HTML file. So I'm going to create a new file, index.html. Be careful that you didn't have the image folder selected, because if you create a new file here, right, it creates it inside of here, test.html. And you'll see that, oh, that's actually inside of the image folder. I'm just going to right click and delete that. Okay, so you just got to be careful, make sure you're just on the root folder here when you create a new file. And then we'll also create our style.css. Okay, awesome. Yeah, might as well get started. Remember, when we start a web page, our HTML page structure, we need that doc type HTML. Let's zoom in a little bit. Then we're going to do our HTML, and then we need a head, followed by a body. Inside the head, we usually do a title. We'll call it Web Technologies. That will be the same title we give here on the visible part of the page, right? I think it was all caps. Web Technologies, like so. Remember also in the head, we wanted to link to our style sheet, right? Link to style.css. And maybe just to test this out, we should go, we'll select our HTML and go, background color. What do we want to do? How about a nice gray? Ooh, green, yellow, sure. All right, so save that. Save this. Let's go live so we can see it. Come on. Hey, there we go. So we got our title, we got our H1, and our green yellow background, which is not going to stay, obviously, but I just wanted to make sure my style sheet was working. Okay, so that's cool, right? So we went to GitHub. From GitHub, we could download that zip file and extract its contents to get the stuff so that we could copy it into our project folder on our F drive. And now we're ready to get started with this project. Okay, I think that's good for this video. In the next one, we'll start adding the HTML and the CSS. Okay, hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.